I have been every voice.
You are the chosen one! Anakin! Anakin!
This is where the fun begins.
Inside your head.
Hello my dear friends and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. In today's video we're going to be talking about the Book of Boba Fett, the Mandalorian and more. As always my dear Megalorians, before I dive into it, please may I ask you to hit that big red subscribe button if you've not done so already, and also be sure to give that bell a good old tickle to be alerted each and every time that I post new content. So I just want to start out by saying we're almost at 60,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for your amazing support, and as I've promised you, I will be doing a 60k special. I do owe it to you guys because when I reached 50k I did say I would be doing a special then, but life got in the way and I'm so sorry, so hopefully the 60k will make up for it. So do consider joining the Megalorian army. But anyway my friends, I've jibber-jabbered enough, so let's just dive straight into it. Apparently Lucasfilm has future plans for Boba Fett beyond the upcoming spin-off series. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Now, months before The Mandalorian Season 2 drops, there were rumours of an upcoming Boba Fett movie. This ended up being a series instead, which we all know is going to be the Book of Boba, but it seems as though Lucasfilm have bigger plans for the character after the Book of Boba finishes. Now, this is both unexpected but unsurprising. Disney and Lucasfilm are not stupid, and they know how huge Boba is for both Star Wars fans and also as a pop culture icon. What I'm sure is going to happen is that in the final episode of the Book of Boba, we'll have a huge cliffhanger, or alternatively, a to-be-continued message, and then a couple of years later we'll get another season of the show, or even a Boba Fett movie. We might even receive a complementing novel, and as always, tons of merch. From a purely business standpoint, it's almost certain that the Book of Boba Fett is not Boba's final hurrah. Now let's be realistic with speculation here. If we're getting more Boba after the series, we could be getting a Boba movie that is all about a younger version of him and his experiences in the galaxy prior to the original trilogy. If this happens, then it's almost definite that Daniel Logan will be back to fill in that role. But who are we kidding? More Boba is always welcome. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's move on to our next article. This next one is pretty unconventional in terms of how my channel goes. I usually talk about in-universe things and to do the upcoming series, but this article was too good to not share with you. Hayden Christensen's daughter has no idea what his role is in the movies, and Hayden says he'd like to keep it that way. Now instantly as a prequels fan, I think he's a great dad because my mind immediately goes to the scene in Revenge of the Sith when Anakin slaughters the younglings. So let's see what this article says. Hayden Christensen's 6-year-old daughter Briar Rose knows her parents are actors, but what she doesn't understand is the significant role her father plays in Star Wars. For mother Rachel Bilson, that's a good thing. In the world of Star Wars, things kind of feel like the prequels again because Hayden Christensen is reprising his role as Darth Vader in the upcoming Obi-Wan series. Unfortunately, for a very long time, fans have ridiculed Hayden Christensen's performance as Anakin in the prequels, but as some fans point out, he played the role perfectly. Whatever you think about his performance, the Obi-Wan series is a chance for him to make Darth Vader his own. Speaking about his daughter, mother Rachel Bilson explained on a podcast she kind of knows that we're in that world, but she's not aware of that level, and she definitely doesn't know how famous her dad is or the character he plays in Star Wars. So she goes on to say she has no idea what it means to be part of that franchise. She hasn't seen them yet and she has no idea, and I'd really like to keep it that way. I mean, look, I completely understand the parenting side of things. I know their daughter's very young and everything, but if Vader was my dad, I'd use every line I could and be like a walking Vader meme. Like if my friend texted me that they couldn't make it to dinner, I'd reply with, "You have failed me for the last time." Or let's say I went back to visit my old high school and I saw a teacher that I used to know, I'd say, "When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master." I mean, realistically, I'd say, "Hey, Mr. Porter, go f*** yourself." I know it's not too Vadery, but it's more, accurate for my sentiments. He was my history teacher and also my IT teacher, but anyway, who cares? Let's get back to Star Wars. Some more great news for The Mandalorian and another appreciation award. The Mandalorian takes home a Screen Actors Guild Award. The Mandalorian is no stranger to taking home hardware, especially after their critically acclaimed second season. Now the stunt team can add another impressive award to their accolades. At the recent 27th Annual Screen Actors Guild Awards, or SAG Awards, The Mandalorian won the award for Outstanding Action Performance by a Stunt Ensemble in a Comedy or Drama Series. The show beat out a number of other hit television shows including Prime Video's The Boys, Netflix's Cobra Kai, and HBO's Lovecraft Country and Westworld. Good, let the awards run through you, Mando. So finally, my friends, we're going to be talking about Star Wars The Bad Batch. I've talked about it a lot recently on my channel, but here's is a cool article. Every Star Wars character returning to the Bad Batch. Now, I've spoken about some of these in depth, so I will just skim over some of them and give more attention to the ones we haven't really spoken about. The upcoming animated series will see the return of not only Clone Force 99, but also many other Star Wars characters from the franchise. As the sequel series to Star Wars The Clone Wars, The Bad Batch takes place in the immediate aftermath of Order 66 and the fascist coup that twisted the Republic into the Empire. With the galaxy in turmoil and most of the clone army having been brainwashed, the commandos of Clone Force 99 will stand apart as they always have and become one of the Empire's earliest opponents. So let's talk about some characters. The first one is one that I've not seen many people talk about, and that's of course the obvious Sheev Palpatine. As we all know, Darth Sidious is the ultimate villain of the Skywalker saga, having orchestrated the Clone Wars by playing both sides with his two identities. The Bad Batch, like all other clone troopers, were created to fight this phony war, befriend the Jedi, and then murder them when their implant-induced brainwashing was activated. Some clones, such as Rex and the Bad Batch, keep their free will and fight against the mastermind behind their creation. Palpatine will most likely not interact with the Bad Batch directly, as the clone heroes will almost certainly be killed if they attacked him, but Palpatine is going to be back in the show and we could see some more nuances of what he was up to at this time. Then they mention the Bad Batch themselves, Fennec Shand, then they speak about Saw Gerrera, and as you guys know, I've spoken about these characters in depth, so I won't go over it again. Then we have Wilif Tarkin, or Grand Moff Tarkin. One of the primary antagonists of Star Wars, the eventual Grand Moff Tarkin, also appeared in the Clone Wars, Rebels and Rogue One. A major leader within the Republic military and later the Imperial government, Tarkin observes and evaluates the Bad Batch during a battle simulation on Kamino. He instantly becomes an enemy though, and he'll play a huge role in this series. Next up we have Lama Su. Lama Su returns after appearances in Attack of the Clones and the Clone Wars. A shrewd and callous businessman as well as the Prime Minister of Kamino, Lama Su was a key component of the Clone Troopers' creation. Since clone production ends after the Clone Wars and the clones are replaced by recruits, it's very much unknown what will happen to Lama Su in the Age of the Empire. And finally they talk about Captain Rex. The fan favourite clone captain was one of the main protagonists of the Clone Wars. His re-emergence could answer questions about Wolf, Gregor and of course Commander Cody. So what do you guys think? When I asked the other day, are you looking forward to the Bad Batch? I got a very mixed response from a lot of people. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think of today's video? If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, do all of that good stuff down below, and I will see you in the next one. I'm Star Wars Meg, wishing you all a phenomenal rest of the day. No matter where you dwell in the galaxy, have a good one.